everyone, welcome to Tarot and Nails. I'm going to do a quick reading for you. If this reading resonates, please like, share, and subscribe. Help me grow my channel and get the messages out to everyone that needs them. Let's get started. Hope everyone's doing well. Got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. All right. Okay, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. The World upright, and then the Four of Pentacles. And you've got the Knight of Cups in reverse. Okay, so some life-changing things are happening. I feel like you've been thwarted or prevented in the very recent past. Let's get some more cards to clarify that, though. Nine of Pentacles, Moon in reverse. Got the Four of Cups. Let's see. The Knight of Coins and the Eight of Cups. Okay. We got the Ace of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So what I'm getting is, for most of you, you are contemplating walking away from a situation. This is work related because you've got the coins here. So this is somehow related to how you make money. You feel that you're better than what you're currently doing. You've got a mindset where you feel like you've done enough in this situation and you haven't been recognized. I think a lot of you have been wishing, hoping, and praying here that the situation would get better, and it hasn't. We've got a lot of coins on the board here. Knight of Coins. With the Moon in reverse and the Knight of Coins, something is going to come to light. I think it's only after you walk away, or maybe you're giving your employer notice, or you're giving your business partners, whoever you work directly with. I think it's when you let them know that you're moving on, you're moving away from this situation, is when secrets come out. I feel like a lot of you, this could have something to do with HR, the HR department, or it could just be a personal issue, person-to-person, interpersonal issue that you're having with someone as it relates to how you make money. Let's get some clarifiers here. You feel, for most of you, you feel like this situation is something that you've completely outgrown. I don't think you like the way that you've been treated at this establishment or within the connections you've made for your own business. Like if you have counterparts or contracts, you don't like how they've been treating you. You feel mistreated by this situation. And it is in relation to how you make money, how you get that bag in the world. Put some clarifiers here. It's a lot. Ooh, okay. Got the King of Swords. Feeling like there's a masculine energy that uses riddles a lot. Could be Libra, doesn't have to be. Could be a Gemini or Aquarius too, but for the most part, I'm getting a lot of Libran energy. This is someone who's a bully, who has, been stuck in high school for most of their life. Yeah, I see why you want to get away from this. Get that. Okay. So you got the King of Swords in reverse, the Ace of, in this deck is batons, but wands in reverse, the Valet of Swords, which is the Page, the Queen of Wands, batons, Ace of Cups, Queen of Coins, and the Six of Swords. Yeah, you're definitely moving on. This Eight of Cups, this is clarifying the Eight of Cups here. So you're definitely done. It's done and dusted. You're over it. This masculine energy that you've had to deal with at this location or establishment, even if it's your own business, you're cutting ties with anyone connected to this asshole, for lack of a better word. This is someone that has crossed boundaries with you. This King of Swords is in the reverse. I feel like they use what little intelligence they have to cut everyone down around them. So this isn't something that's only personal to you. It is personal because they attacked you. But this is not something that they're naive to. This is something they know they're doing. They're consciously aware of the actions that they're taking and how it affects people, which is why I think when you talk to people about this, they didn't really respond. Nobody helped you. Nobody, stepped in and said, this is wrong. We're going to, take X, Y, and Z steps to remedy the situation. No. This person has a history of doing this. They've done this, in their life, looks like forever, is what I'm getting. They've done this to their family, their so-called friends. People are only in this person's life to gain something from them. No one wants to deal with their toxic behavior, but they don't see it that way. I'm getting a lot of just really condescending verbiage and bullying, and it's all vocal, because swords are about communication. So the way that this person communicates is very derogatory. So you're moving on. You're finding something else to do when it comes to money. You're no longer looking at this person, this situation, as viable, because you know that they're not going to change. You've gone through all of these channels and they're not changing. This is you, the Queen of Coins. So you don't have to be an earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, but you could be. But you're moving on. The Six of Swords is about moving on. It's physically moving on, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. You're moving on. You're cutting all ties. You might even change your phone number. You might move out of the state, the city, the country even that you're living in. Not to necessarily get away from this person or run. It's more just that you've recognized this person is not going to change, and you don't want your energy intertwined with them. You don't want your business intertwined with them. You don't want your paycheck intertwined. You just don't trust this person. Rightfully so, because they're super toxic and they're bringing nothing but toxicity to you. So you might even just walk out. Say you have a meeting or some sort of work-related event that you need to be in this person's presence. It might be the last time that you are dealing with this situation, because I feel like most of you are just getting up and walking away. You've, kind of tapped out on their bullshit. They don't want anyone to prosper except for them. They don't want you to grow as a person. They want you to feel stuck, and that's how they treat everyone, because in their minds they need to, keep people down around them. And unfortunately, I feel like this person might be very sexist, might be openly sexist, racist. This person is super toxic and awful, and they don't hide it. And that's kind of the weird thing, is that they've gotten away with this behavior for their whole life. Their family never checked them, their friends never checked them, their coworkers, supervisors. It doesn't matter what role they've been in life, they've always been this jackass. They just really never matured from being a toddler, is the vibe I'm getting. They have this really, and this kind of stands out to me as almost being childlike, like a rocker or something, like a baby's toy. That's kind of how their energy feels to me. These look like toys. This person is so immature. It's almost laughable. I feel like they've tried to push alcohol on people around them. They try to get people in vulnerable situations. They try to, use their words to manipulate people's viewpoint of them. They it's almost laughable how immature they are, but they don't see it that way. They have their head so far up their ass, they can't see anything. They have like little minions around them, which is interesting because you've got the page, which valet, but page of swords and the queen of wands, batons in this deck. Again, it looks like they're holding toys, which this has never felt this way to me, and I use this deck a lot. All of these things have never looked like toys to me before. But again, these are their, you know, henchmen, henchwomen. This is two people at the very minimum that are doing their bidding. I feel like they're romantically involved here with this queen. It doesn't have to be a fire sign, but it could be a very corrupt person. And then this is like someone they're mentoring is what I'm getting, the valet of swords, someone very young, someone that's very naive to how an environment is supposed to operate that's healthy. They don't necessarily recognize how toxic this is, but they're also coming in the reverse. So they're not, you know, an upstanding person either. This person in particular, this valet, this page, is doing a lot more for this king than people recognize on the surface. I feel like this queen that's working for them or with them is someone they may be romantically involved in. They could be very into fashion. They could be someone that doesn't necessarily work in the same industry or location, but is still somehow tied to them. But this valet of swords, I feel like has a lot of dirt on this king of swords, but wouldn't give it up. Like, even if they were brought in for questioning, if they were even questioned by their own co-workers or other superiors, they wouldn't give this person up. They've made this interesting bond with them. On the bottom of the deck, you have the Eight of Cups again. So you've got the Eight of Cups twice. You're definitely walking away. You're not the only person walking away. I think there's going to be 8 people walking away total, not including these two. I think these are the only 2 people that this king is going to have left after you leave. You almost start like a revolution, you know? You're walking away and saying, I'm not tolerating this, I don't care. That makes other people stand up and recognize their own self-value too. I feel like a lot of you have been very introspective about this decision. This has not been an easy decision for you to make. This is something that's been difficult for you to decide if you wanted to move forward with it or not, but you should not have any hesitation, because it's going to be so emotionally fulfilling for you to get away from this. You've got the Four of Cups clarified by the Ace of Cups. So when you once felt like, you know, like there were no other options, like you weren't capable of leaving, or you wouldn't be able to, you know, find a better situation, or you just weren't capable of seeing this cup, which ends up being the Ace of Cups. She's holding the Ace of Cups. So whoever gives you this new offer is going to completely change your perspective. It's going to give you your star back. You're going to go back to feeling balanced and happy and, you know, trusting yourself and recognizing your own talents and gifts. And I think when you walk away from this situation, you fully understand how bad this actually was for your mental health, that it was affecting you physically as well. But only after you walk away, only after you move away and disconnect from this King of Swords like hold or grasp that he's had on you, do you get this Ace of Cups? Do you get presented this new path forward? And I feel like for a lot of you, it's going to be the exact same situation that you're currently in, minus this King of Swords. Like, you're going to have a blueprint, like a copy and paste of what you were doing before, minus this person. And I think you've manifested that. You liked everything else about the situation you were in. You appreciated the other people you worked around, minus these 2 people if you were connected to them in any way. They're showing up in your reading, so I'm willing to bet you already know these people. They would have been like groupies, so to speak, for this person, because they're both in the reverse. You're coming up in every single one as upright. You're upright, you're upright. Like, everything is upright. This person is in the reverse every time. All of their wrongdoings in reverse, everything about them, the people they're connected to, all of the toxicity that they consistently push out into the universe to try to keep people and hold people down, everything's in the reverse. So this person's just a cluster. Like they don't see anything that they do as negative. Really getting narcissistic vibes from this person. But these two hench people that this person has, you'll know because they're around this person like a groupie, like a fan. They can't see or care about other people's feelings. They almost kind of worship this person and think they can do no wrong, which is actually kind of scary. It's a good thing you're getting away from this because I feel like this was really draining on your soul. Even though you may have made, friends within this environment or this circumstance, it was trauma bonds. They weren't, not that they weren't genuine friends, but the reason you connected with them was because you weren't like these three people. You weren't like this king, you weren't like this valet or this queen, all in the reverse. You found other people that were like you in the upright, trying to do their best, trying not to cut other people down. So you created a trauma bond with all of the people that were not like these three. Okay. Let's get a few. Oh my God, these are hard to shuffle. Let's get a few of these oracles here. I think I'm going to get a few decks here just to close out the reading. So if this resonates, please let me know in the comments. Because I'm basically talking to myself, so I don't know. I don't know if I'm crazy or if this is your story or what's going on. I'm just kidding. Not crazy. Oh, ooh, okay. I was called here on a mission. I feel like a lot of you were, sent here to be star seeds, to be influential, because for everyone else, for 8+ or, around 8 people to walk out, basically right after you do, that's impactful, that's powerful. So you're more than you think, and you do have more of a purpose. Like your purpose was obviously not to be in this toxic relationship, but to learn from it, to teach other people, and to help them have the courage to get away from it as well, which I don't think is something you thought about when you were leaving, or if you haven't left yet, it's not something that's occurred to you. You've been very focused on yourself because you're trying to heal from this group, from these at least 3 people that have been this way. Clear your karma. So this is a big one. I think you're doing that actually by walking away. That's helping to clear the karma because you're telling the universe, I'm not done. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm done. So when you learn the lesson and walk away, regardless of how difficult it is, you are clearing your karma. And you're making way for new good karma to come in and to receive the benefits from learning the lessons. See this from a higher perspective. I think you're recognizing as you walk away that this is something you need to do for yourself in order for you to continue to grow. My high vibes heal the world, and it's okay to feel what you need to feel. This is a big one. So don't get into a mindset of beating yourself up or overthinking or overanalyzing your actions. Just trust your gut and move away from these people, however you need to do that, whatever is the best way to do that. And you're gonna go through, a myriad of emotions. So don't beat yourself up. Don't tell yourself it's not okay to feel what you're feeling. You're feeling it, so you just need to, let it run its course. Feelings are temporary, so, be gentle with yourself. Okay. Let's just get a few of these. What does the collective need to know to close out this reading? Oh. Okay. Unicorn, billionaire, podcast, and narcissist. Okay. So this Knight of Swords was at one point very wealthy. Maybe they, you know, had bad investments or bad advice, or probably was themselves, you know, gauging the energy from this person. They used to, at one point, they were somewhat financially successful to the point where they had people wanting to follow in their footsteps, investors, or maybe even yourself, that saw their success and thought, you know, I could potentially do that as well. But they made bad financial decisions after they had one good one. So it basically has all fallen apart. They didn't like you because you were different. Whatever that means. Compare yourself to this group of people. However you were different was what they didn't like. This is definitely giving me like a culty vibe. This is definitely a group of people that want everyone to be just like them. I think they hired you, or you got a contract with this person. If it's your own business, they pursued you because they liked how you presented similarly to them, whatever that means. But then over time, they realized that you weren't the same, and then that's when you became ostracized. Once they recognized that you were not willing to do the things they were doing, that you were not in alignment with what they wanted to achieve, which was very toxic things. You weren't willing to, you know, berate people or bully them, or, you know, you weren't willing to do any of those things. That's when they're like, oh, this person's not the same. So they didn't like you because you had independent thought. You disagreed with them, even though you did it in a professional way. They, again, were just looking for carbon copies of themselves. And they really didn't like that you were comfortable, you know, not conforming, is how I feel. Podcast and narcissist. Like I was saying, this King of Swords is narcissist. Textbook, awful human. I would say there's hope for this person, you know, changing, but the energy I'm getting is, since this person was born, they've been this way. They may have had influences as a child in their environment that, you know, kind of helped enable them to become this narcissist, but they definitely have been this way forever. Like, if you talk to their family, they would have the same complaints, the same words to use to describe them as you. So if that helps paint the picture of who they actually are, they're not changing. Not that they couldn't change, they just don't want to. They're in love with themselves. They think that everything they do is dandy. And this person is just a textbook narcissist. They don't have any interest in changing. They think that they almost rule the world, which is very strange considering they don't. But yeah, this is telling me, one, the narcissist here, this King of Swords, did nothing but talk about themselves. This was someone that, like, gloats about their life, someone that never shuts up about how great things are for them. Whether it's true or not, the only conversation they want to have is about themselves, with themselves. They just like to hear themselves talk. So a way to combat this is to not be silenced, not feel like you couldn't speak out against this person, or say what you need to say. Like, this person does not matter. They're not going to change anytime soon. Who knows? They may have an epiphany at the, you know, end of their life or something, where they recognize that they were the problem the entire time, but I don't foresee them changing anytime soon, especially when they have people like this that are always willing to just support their ridiculous causes. But don't be silent about this. Like, if you have stuff to say, say it. You know, speak your truth. Don't feel bullied or pressured into silence. So that is what I have for you, collective. Let me know if this reading resonated, and I will see you next time. Love you, bye.